Welcome to Oliver Ames High School and the Dalrymple Performing Arts Center. My name is Jeff Benson. I'm the Director of Music here for the Easton Public Schools. Unfortunately, Mr. Carroll was not able to join us tonight. He had something come up, so he asked me to step in and kick this off. And my goodness, I have to say, it is so wonderful to see such a large group of people here for EMS's first indoor performance in over 2 years. And just a round of applause for all these guys for getting here. We're so excited to hear these guys sing and play for you tonight. And my goodness, what a tremendous looking 6th grade chorus. So I would of course like to thank all of our music teachers at Easton Middle School. Here accompanying us on piano, we have Mrs. Heather Radazzo. Round of applause for Mrs. Radazzo. Up in the back, teaching orchestra and band, we have Mrs. Christy Foy back with us. And without further ado, I'd like to present Mrs. Nikki Maragliata and the 6th grade concert choir.
One of the shorter teachers on staff. Hi! Thank you so much for being here today. This is, I know Mr. Benson said it too, but this is huge. We haven't performed for people in like 2 years. So we are beside ourselves excited to be here tonight. This is especially special for our singers up here because this is probably, if they were doing any performing before, this is the first time we performed since 4th grade? Yeah, some of them are like nodding with big eyes. It's been a long time. We're really excited to be here with you tonight. As Mr. Benson said, my name is Nikki Maragliata, which is exactly like why most of them call me Mrs. M. And I come here to Easton. This is actually my first concert here at Easton with you too. This is my 14th year teaching, lucky 14. I did start here in the middle of everything in December last year, where everything at Easton Middle School for singing was virtual. And that was an exciting trip, I'll tell you what, but we are just, I'm almost emotional here, just getting to sing with people in this space and hear their voices spring out. I mean, they sound phenomenal. I am just so pumped to be working with your students up here. You didn't come to hear me talk about it though. Let's get them singing some more. The next selections you're gonna see are two pieces. We're gonna kind of group them together. And these two pieces are called Music Alone Shall Live and The Coffee Canon. Two seemingly very different things. They have some similarities. First of all, they both come from Germany, even though we are doing the English versions of these. Music Alone Shall Live, it literally says an old German folk song in your parts because we don't know who to credit this song to. And The Coffee Canon was by Carl Gottlieb Herring, who also wrote this in German. The reason we're going to perform them together is because they are both canons, which means that we get to perform part work in harmony with really complex rhythms, and we get to make it sound easy. They don't even know it's hard. And we're also going to partner them together for kind of like a party trick of music things where you're going to hear two songs interwoven together. So we're going to start with Music Alone Shall Live. I didn't couple them together as a suite, so we'll pause and talk between each one. So you heard the different parts. We had started on this side with the canon and ended on this side. The next one is called the Coffee Canon, and I had a lot of students in this chorus here that said specifically, Mrs. M, I'd really like to dedicate this to my parents. So if that's you in the audience, you know who you are. This is the Coffee Canon. And we'll take this dark and somber Music Alone Shall Live and this bright and peppy Coffee Canon and mix them together. Again, it's been such a pleasure to get to work with your kids. Your students up here are the bright spot of every day of mine. I tell them every day that I see them, and I know I see them every other day, but I see half of them every other day. But every day, they are a bright spot for me. They bring so much energy, so much joy into singing. They will try anything. I mean, if I come on there and say, make a funny noise or do this, they are so with it, and they go with everything. And it's paying off because their singing voices are fearless, and I love what they're bringing to this stage tonight. We're gonna end featuring, again, our awesome Mrs. Radazzo on the piano. And this is what we feel we really need to do in all things in life, and that is to accentuate the positive. So after we sing this tonight, we will have a transition off the stage, and then I'm gonna invite my amazing colleague, Miss Christy Foy, to the stage with her orchestra, so sit tight with us as that transition is happening. Again, this is Accentuate the Positive. Thank you so much. Again, you're amazing sixth graders up here. I cannot wait to see the next portion of the concert. We're going to do some sliding around and some transitions here. Please talk softly amongst yourselves. And Mr. B, if we have anything else, but I'm going to start rallying my troops over here. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right. I think you can hear me? Yes? Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Miss Foy. Like Mrs. M was saying, I'm so excited to have us back here performing after quite a few years. The sixth grade orchestra, so much energy on stage right now. We are so excited to perform for you. I promise you we tuned. This is like the 5th time we've tuned. It's just the time of year for our string instruments, so thank you for your patience. I'm going to hand the microphone over to some 6th grade students who will introduce each of our pieces this evening.
Good evening. The orchestra has prepared 3 selections for you tonight. Our first piece, Allegro, was written by Shinichi Suzuki. Mr. Suzuki was a Japanese musician, philosopher, and educator, and the founder of the International Suzuki Method of Music Education. He developed a philosophy for educating people of all ages and abilities. This piece is from his first method book.
Allegro introduced us young string players to many new concepts and skills. With this short piece, we learned the staccato versus legato, bow stroke, how to play in the dulce style, proper bow lifts, and how to watch during a fermata. See if you can notice all the differences with each line of music. I hope you enjoy.
Our next piece, Mayo Morans, was written by Helen Butterworth. She has composed and arranged a wide range of pieces for Suzuki groups.
Mayo Morans is a fiddle tune inspired by the county of Mayo in Ireland. Mayo Morans actually means long-haired baby. This song is divided into two sections, which we will combine during the last section of the song. We hope you enjoy.
Our last piece, Impulse, written by Brian Balmages. In the composer's program notes, he writes, "The title of this piece ironically came from the impulse I had to write the piece. I wanted to write something that had great energy, yet was playable by younger students."
The piece is in a minor key, helping fuel that sense of energy the composer strived for. It takes much control for us to stop our bows together as we count the beats of rest with each measure. This piece has been a great stepping stone as we continue to develop our skills in the orchestra class.
All right, it is now time for our final ensemble of the evening, the sixth grade concert band. I am so excited myself because in all the years I've taught, this is my first time conducting my first concert as a conductor of a concert band. So this has been a great year, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear the sixth grade concert band. We have some students that will introduce some of our pieces and give you some background before we get started.
Good evening. Good evening. The concert band has prepared 3 pieces for you tonight. The first piece is Gizmo by Ralph Ford. If you look up the word gizmo, you will find references to its origin in the slang used by the United States Marines and Navy personnel when referring to a gadget of unknown origin or design. Do you know of any gizmos? I hope you will enjoy Gizmo as much as we do. Creatures in the Attic was written by composer Brian Balmazes. In his program notes, he writes that the piece was inspired by the imagination of his then 4-year-old son, Jacob. It paints a picture of an attic coming alive with mysterious sounds as creatures come out and celebrate nightfall. Beginning very quietly, the music continuously builds as the event becomes more and more chaotic. Finally, as dawn approaches, the creatures retreat into the shadows and quietly wait for the following night's celebration to begin.
The following prose was written by the composer to help set the tone for the piece. Creatures in the Attic. I have a little secret that I'll no longer keep, explaining lots of little sounds when everyone's asleep. Is that wind I hear outside or knocking at the door? They just may be my fuzzy friends making noise between each snore. They start off very quietly when all the lights go out. They check to make sure no one's watching, then start to dance about. Pretty soon they're going crazy, a midnight celebration. I'm glad they're having so much fun, but where's my invitation? As soon as dawn approaches, they start to settle down. Putting all their toys away, they cease to make a sound. And then we wake up wondering, was it creaking or TV static? Others may wonder, but now you know, it's just the creatures in the attic.
Before our last piece, you might notice there are some very, very tall, older-looking sixth graders in our ensemble. And I just want to, those are, obviously they're high school students. And what happened was we had a couple of absences this evening. And so I reached out to Mr. Benson. I said, Mr. Benson, what do I do? We really need some more trombones. And so he asked his high school students, and I think it was in a matter of 5 minutes, we had this whole section. So I think that just really speaks to, So I think that just really speaks to how much this is a family in our music department, and everyone pitches in when needed. So I just wanted to say thank you again for being here and performing with us. All right.
All right, so before our last piece, we'd like to thank the following people for their continued support of our music program. Dr. Alyssa Cabral, Superintendent. Mrs. Chrissy Pruitt, Assistant Superintendent. Mr. Luke Carroll, EMS Principal.
Mr. Jeff Benson, Music Department Chair, Tempo, the Easton Music Parents Organization, our teachers, guidance department, nurses, and main office staff at EMS, and you, our music families. This would not be possible without you supporting us.
Our last piece was arranged by composer William Owens and written by the legendary Ludwig van Beethoven. Symphony No. 9 in D minor is considered to be one of Beethoven's greatest masterpieces.
The setting for the concert band, based on the symphony's central theme, Ode to Joy, offers one of the world's most beloved melodies in fanfare fashion. The work of joyous nature and explores of various colors and textures of the ensemble. Enjoy.
All right, our first concert in over 2 years. That was so exciting. One more round of applause for all the ensembles. And just to say it one more time, again, the students had mentioned this. This could not happen without you, the parents, so thank you for all your support at home. We greatly appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you again in the spring. Have a great night. We're going to dismiss the students to the cafeteria to get their instruments, and then they'll meet you in the atrium out here by the exits. So thank you so much. Have a good night.